Welcome to Curious Kids. Please like, share and subscribe. Introduction to moose. The moose, Alces alces, is a majestic and iconic animal, known for its impressive size, long legs, and large, palmate antlers. As the largest member of the Cervidae family, the moose occupies a unique place in the animal kingdom. With their distinct physical characteristics and an ability to adapt to cold environments, moose are often associated with vast northern forests and frozen lakes. Their presence is emblematic of wilderness in North America, Europe, and Asia, representing the untamed beauty of these regions. Ecological importance of moose. Moose play a crucial role in the ecosystems they inhabit. As herbivores, they are significant foragers that shape the structure of vegetation, particularly in forested habitats. By consuming a wide variety of plants, including shrubs, tree saplings, and aquatic vegetation, moose influence the growth and regeneration of these plants. Their grazing habits can even impact the composition of plant species in an area, creating a dynamic relationship between herbivore and flora. In addition, moose serve as a prey species for large predators such as wolves, bears, and, in some regions, cougars. Their size and power make them formidable prey, but their ability to evade predators also contributes to the dynamics of predator-prey relationships in northern ecosystems. This balance between herbivores and predators helps maintain the biodiversity of the environments in which moose reside. Furthermore, moose are considered a keystone species. In many ways, they represent the health of the habitat they occupy. If moose populations are thriving, it is often an indication that the ecosystem is functioning well, offering an essential resource for conservationists and researchers who study wildlife and habitat interactions. Taxonomy and evolution. Classification of moose. The scientific name for the moose is Alces alces, and it belongs to the family Cervidae, which includes other species of deer. Within the Cervidae family, moose are part of the genus Alces. The term moose is derived from the Algonquian Native American word moose, which translates to eater of twigs. This reflects the animal's feeding habits, as they are known to feed extensively on woody plants. The Cervidae family, to which moose belong, is diverse, including species like white-tailed deer, elk, and reindeer. However, moose are distinguished from other members of the family by their impressive size, distinctively shaped antlers, and adaptations to colder climates. Evolution of the moose. The ancestors of the moose date back several million years. The genus Alces is believed to have evolved around 3 to 5 million years ago in Eurasia. Fossil evidence suggests that the first members of this genus were smaller and lived in more temperate climates than modern moose. Over time, they adapted to colder, more northern environments, eventually spreading to North America during the Pleistocene epoch. The evolution of the moose's large size is thought to be an adaptation to harsh northern winters. Their body mass and thick coat allow them to survive in environments with extreme cold, while their long legs help them navigate deep snow. Additionally, their large antlers, which are shed and regrown annually, are thought to have evolved as a way for males to assert dominance during the breeding season and compete for mates. Physical characteristics of moose. Moose are among the largest land mammals in North America, standing at a height of 4.5 to 6.5 feet at the shoulder. Adult males, or bulls, can weigh between 1,200 to 1,600 pounds, while females, or cows, are generally smaller, weighing between 800 to 1,200 pounds. This size makes them highly adapted for life in colder climates, where their mass helps them conserve heat. Antlers and other features. One of the most notable features of the moose is its large, palmate antlers, which can span up to 6 feet across. These antlers are a key characteristic of male moose and are used during the rutting season, breeding season, to assert dominance over other males. The antlers are composed of bone and are covered in velvet during the early stages of growth. Once fully developed, they become hard and are used in fights with other males. However, these antlers are shed every year, and new ones grow back, typically larger than before. Moose are also known for their long, slender legs, which help them navigate the deep snow of northern forests. Their legs are adapted for running through snow, with large, broad hooves that act like snowshoes, distributing their weight and preventing them from sinking too deeply. Another distinctive feature is the moose's large, drooping nose and long, bulbous snout, which helps them detect food and navigate their environment in winter. Their fur is thick and dark brown or black, with a lighter-colored patch on their underbelly and legs. Their large ears help them detect sounds from their surroundings, which is crucial for avoiding predators. Sexual dimorphism, males versus females. Moose exhibit sexual dimorphism, meaning males and females have distinct physical differences. Males, or bulls, are significantly larger than females, weighing more and standing taller. In addition to their size, bulls are known for their large antlers, which are absent in females. Habitat. Range and distribution. Moose are found across North America, Europe, and parts of Asia, inhabiting northern forests, wetlands, and boreal regions. In North America, they are commonly found in the northern US, Canada, and Alaska. In Europe, moose are found in Scandinavia, Russia, and the Baltic states. In Asia, they are most commonly located in Siberia. These regions are characterized by cold climates and expansive forests, making them ideal environments for the moose's size and adaptations. Preferred habitats. Moose are known to favor a variety of habitats, but they thrive most in boreal forests and the wetlands that are found within them. Boreal forests are vast, coniferous woodlands that stretch across the northern parts of North America and Eurasia. Moose are frequently found near areas with a mix of dense forest cover and abundant water sources, such as lakes, rivers, and swamps. These environments provide the moose with the necessary resources for both feeding and shelter. The moose's preference for wetlands is linked to their dietary needs. Moose are avid feeders of aquatic plants, which are more abundant in wetland areas. Aquatic plants are particularly important in the summer months, when moose seek out this rich, easily digestible food source to supplement their diet. During the winter, moose are often found in areas where coniferous trees and shrubs are abundant, as they are able to feed on the bark, twigs, and branches of these plants. Environmental factors influencing moose populations. The health of moose populations is closely tied to the health of their environment. Factors such as climate change, habitat destruction, and the availability of food resources can significantly impact moose numbers. In recent years, climate change has had a noticeable effect on moose habitats, especially in the form of warmer winters and milder temperatures. Moose are particularly vulnerable to warmer temperatures because they are adapted to cold climates, and changes in the weather can affect their ability to find suitable food, particularly in the winter months. The availability of wetlands and forested areas is also essential for moose survival. Human development, such as urban expansion, agricultural practices, and deforestation, can disrupt these habitats and lead to a decrease in moose populations. In addition, road networks can fragment moose habitats, making it difficult for them to migrate and find food, while also increasing the risk of vehicle collisions. Diet and feeding habits. Herbivorous diet. Moose are herbivores, meaning they feed exclusively on plants. They are known for their ability to consume a wide variety of plant material, including trees, shrubs, aquatic plants, and grasses. Their diet varies seasonally, depending on what is most readily available. Moose are particularly fond of the leaves, twigs, and bark of trees, especially the softwood species like balsam fir, aspen, and birch. They will also consume aquatic plants such as water lilies, cattails, and sedges during the summer months. Moose are often seen wading into shallow lakes and ponds to feed on these plants, using their long necks and extended muzzles to reach underwater vegetation. During the colder months, moose shift their diet to the bark and twigs of trees, as well as shrubs. The woody vegetation they consume in winter is more fibrous and less nutritious than the plants they eat in summer, making it harder for them to maintain energy levels. However, moose have adapted to this seasonal variation in diet by growing thick layers of fat and fur to help them survive through the winter. Feeding behavior and seasonal changes. The feeding behavior of moose is highly seasonal. In the spring and summer, when food is abundant, moose are known to spend the majority of their time foraging, often feeding for 8 to 10 hours per day. They are primarily active during dawn and dusk, which is when they find most of their food. During these months, moose will seek out nutrient-rich plants like grasses, shrubs, and tender tree leaves to build up fat reserves for the winter. In the fall, as the days shorten and temperatures begin to drop, moose begin to transition to their winter diet, focusing on woody vegetation. Their large hooves and long legs make it easy for them to forage in deep snow, although they are often restricted in terms of their food choices during this time. They may spend up to 10 hours a day feeding on twigs and bark, which are lower in nutrition and harder to digest. During winter, moose rely heavily on coniferous trees, using their long legs and ability to reach high branches to feed on the bark of trees like pine, fir, and spruce. Moose will also consume the branches of shrubs and bushes, depending on what is available. Although this winter diet is more challenging, moose are able to adapt to it by slowing down their metabolism and conserving energy as much as possible. Digestive system and unique eating habits. Moose have a specialized digestive system to process their fibrous diet. Their large, multi-chambered stomach allows them to ferment plant material and break it down for absorption. However, moose have a relatively low digestive efficiency compared to some other herbivores. Because they consume such large amounts of plant material to meet their energy needs, they must spend a considerable amount of time feeding each day. Moose also have large mouths and tongues that help them strip leaves from branches and twigs. Their long, prehensile tongues are adept at grabbing and manipulating plant material, allowing them to access hard-to-reach parts of plants. This is particularly useful when they are feeding on the tender shoots of trees and shrubs or aquatic plants that grow beneath the water's surface. Behavior and social structure. Solitary nature versus occasional social behavior. Moose are primarily solitary animals, and their behavior reflects this solitary lifestyle. Unlike many species of deer that form herds, moose tend to be alone for most of their lives, except during the mating season or when a mother is caring for her calves. This solitary nature is likely an adaptation to their large size and the resource availability of their environment, as they need vast amounts of food and space to survive. While moose are solitary, they do engage in some social interactions, especially during the rutting season, breeding season. During this time, male moose, or bulls, will congregate around females, or cows, and often compete with one another for access to mating opportunities. This is where the dominance displays and battles using their large antlers come into play. These temporary groupings for reproduction purposes are the primary exception to their otherwise solitary behavior. In addition to interactions during the rut, moose may also engage in limited social behavior when they are young or when they have to share a food source. Calves will stay with their mothers for the first year of life, and a small group of moose may sometimes be seen feeding together in a particularly rich or favorable area. However, these interactions are typically short-lived, as moose tend to prefer their space. Territoriality and home ranges. Moose are known to be territorial, particularly during the breeding season when bulls will establish and defend territories. Bulls mark their territories using scent glands located near their eyes and on their lower legs. They will rub their bodies against trees or shrubs to leave scent markings, signaling to other bulls that the area is claimed. Bulls may also engage in vocalizations, such as grunts or roars, to assert their dominance and communicate their territorial claims. Home ranges vary widely depending on the availability of food and the density of the moose population in a given area. In regions with abundant resources, moose may have smaller home ranges, while in areas with fewer resources, their home range will be much larger. Female moose generally have smaller home ranges than males, though they also show some level of territorial behavior, particularly when caring for calves. Seasonal migrations and movements. Moose are not typically migratory animals, but they may travel long distances in search of food, especially in areas with harsh winters. Moose movements are often linked to seasonal changes. In the fall, when food becomes scarcer in higher elevations, moose may move to lower, more sheltered areas where they can find sufficient vegetation to survive the winter. Moose are particularly adept at navigating snowy environments. During winter, their large hooves act like snowshoes, distributing their weight and allowing them to move efficiently through deep snow. As the weather warms up in the spring, moose may move back to higher elevations to take advantage of the tender vegetation that begins to grow. Moose interactions with other species. Moose play a vital role in the ecosystems they inhabit, and their interactions with other species are crucial for maintaining ecological balance. As herbivores, moose are important foragers that help shape the composition of plant communities. By feeding on trees, shrubs, and aquatic plants, they can influence the growth of different plant species, leading to changes in plant composition over time. While moose generally avoid interaction with other animals, they do serve as prey for large predators. Wolves, bears, and occasionally cougars are known to hunt moose, particularly calves or older, weaker individuals. Wolves, in particular, are capable of taking down adult moose, though such hunts can be challenging and require a coordinated effort. Additionally, moose themselves help sustain populations of predators. In areas where moose are abundant, they provide a significant food source for predators like wolves, which depend on large ungulates for their diet. This predator-prey dynamic is an essential component of the food web in moose habitats. Predators and threats to moose. Moose have few natural predators due to their large size and formidable strength, but they are still vulnerable to a range of threats. Wolves are among the most effective predators of moose, especially in packs. A pack of wolves may stalk and wear down a moose, particularly in the winter when the moose's energy reserves are depleted. In regions with fewer wolves, bears, particularly brown bears and grizzly bears, may also hunt moose. Bears tend to target young calves, but they are also capable of taking down weak or injured adults. In some areas, cougars may also be a threat, though they typically prefer smaller prey. Humans are another significant threat to moose populations, though this threat is often indirect. Habitat destruction due to urbanization, logging, and agriculture can significantly reduce the available space for moose. Vehicle collisions are another serious issue in regions with high traffic, where moose often wander onto roads in search of food. Moose are large animals, and collisions with vehicles can be deadly for both the moose and the drivers involved. Climate change also poses a significant threat to moose populations. Rising temperatures and changing weather patterns can disrupt the availability of food sources and alter the habitats where moose live. Warmer winters can be particularly detrimental to moose, as they are adapted to cold climates, and warmer conditions can lead to a decline in available forage, particularly in winter months. Unique characteristics of moose antlers. Growth and purpose of antlers. Antlers are one of the most defining features of male moose, and their size and shape are often an indicator of a bull's health and genetic fitness. Moose are unique in that they are one of the few species in the deer family, Cervidae, that grow antlers every year. Unlike horns, which are permanent, antlers are shed and regrown annually. The growth of antlers is a highly energy-intensive process. During the spring and summer, bulls begin to grow antlers covered in velvet, a soft, vascular tissue that supplies the growing bone with nutrients and oxygen. As the antlers grow, the velvet nourishes them and protects them from injury. By late summer or early fall, the antlers are fully grown and the velvet starts to peel away, revealing the hard bone beneath. At this point, the antlers are used for the dominant displays and battles that occur during the rutting season. During the rut, moose use their antlers to fight other bulls. These battles can be intense and may result in injury, but they are necessary to establish dominance and win access to females. The size and shape of a bull's antlers are often considered an indication of its strength and overall fitness as a mate. Shedding of antlers. At the end of the breeding season, usually in December or January, male moose shed their antlers. This process is triggered by changes in daylight and the dropping of testosterone levels, signaling the end of the rut. After shedding their antlers, bulls remain without them for several months until the next growing season begins. The shedding of antlers is a fascinating process in itself, as the antlers typically fall off in one piece. They are often found in the wild, sometimes becoming a valuable source of bone for wildlife. In some areas, antlers are collected and sold for crafts, jewelry, and decorative purposes. Female moose, unlike bulls, do not grow antlers. The primary function of antlers in moose is for males to establish dominance during the rut. Cows, therefore, do not require antlers to compete for mates, and their absence is a clear sexual dimorphism in the species. Conclusion: the future of moose populations. The future of moose populations is closely tied to the health of their habitats and the effects of climate change. As moose face increasing threats from habitat destruction, disease, and the changing climate, conservation efforts must focus on preserving their natural environments and mitigating human impact. Through scientific research, habitat protection, and responsible management, we can ensure that moose continue to thrive in the wild for generations to come. Understanding the complex behaviors, adaptations, and ecological roles of moose is crucial for their conservation and for maintaining the biodiversity of the ecosystems in which they live. The moose, with its majestic presence and vital ecological role, remains one of the most fascinating and important animals of the northern landscapes. Whether in the wilds of North America, Europe, or Asia, the moose symbolizes the wildness of nature, and its conservation is crucial for the future of the planet's ecosystems. Thank you for watching. To watch the facts about other animals, please click the link given in description.